China has no intention of replacing America. But is it stepping into that role, willingly or unwillingly? Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Take Note. I'm Huang Jiyuan. And today, I'd like to begin by reading you a couple of tweets from Ryan Hass. He is the director of the John L. Thornton China Center at the Brookings Institute and quite a seasoned China expert in America. Here it is. While there are exceptions, there appears to be a trend of America's traditional allies de-risking from United States. The flow of leaders to China is striking. French, Canadian, Irish, British, Korean, Finnish, and soon German leaders visiting Beijing in recent weeks. Beijing isn't making its offering more attractive or growing less aggressive. It is presenting a predictable alternative. You see, it's that last part that caught my eye. That not more attractive, not less aggressive part. I think, for the past few years, we've spent a lot of time talking about why these countries are doing what they're doing and how the US is driving everybody crazy. The trade wars, the sanctions, policy swings, the pressure to take sides, and etc. But we haven't really discussed the other half of the equation. Why is China behaving the way China is behaving? Why hasn't China, quote-unquote, changed? Put yourself in China's shoes for a moment. Anyone that has faced containment, sanctions, or strategic pressure will inevitably look for ways to rebalance the situation once the opportunity arises. For a country, that could sometimes mean revenge in a crude sense, or more often than not, a more assertive use of leverage, seeking concessions, reshaping terms of engagement, and pushing others into adjustments they might otherwise resist. Natural, right? But China hasn't done that. Remember, I'm not quoting Chinese officials here. This is said by a mainstream and seasoned American analyst. And this is the part that's often misunderstood or overlooked by foreign audiences. Chinese politics revolves around one word: stability. It's a simple concept. You go at the pace that suits you the best. Too slow, you accelerate. Too fast, you pull back. It's about pace control. The shock of today's world comes from the fact that America's pace went from 0 to 100 in an instant. In less than a decade, it went from globalization to decoupling, from free trade to tariffs, from strategic ambiguity to confrontation. And because so many countries have become so dependent on it for so long, they felt the whiplash, being hurled along in this whirlwind. Their pace has become unstable. That's not the case with China. From keep a low profile, focus on development, to pursue progress while maintaining stability, China's strategies, regardless of the objectives, have become a constant effort to set the pace based on the stages of Chinese development and the environment it faces at the time. China doesn't wake up one morning and decide to become something else. China has a core. It has a temporal consistency. So when Hass says China's presenting a predictable alternative, what he's really saying is, you can like or dislike China, you can be for or against its policies, but you would know where it stands, what it wants, and where it's coming from. And as the international order is getting reshaped, that in itself has become a strategic asset. That's China's power and attraction. It has been translated into social media, where people are participating in the new trend of #ChinaMaxing, and are manifested in politics, where despite the ups and downs in the relationship, leaders of China and America managed to maintain regular communication, clearing the air for further development. In a turbulent system, nothing is stronger than a simple impression. I know where you stand.